My name's Andy Kelly and I am an art director.
Hello, my name's Anna Rhodes and I'm an art director for music videos.
He is responsible for the overall look.
That generally means you either go into a location and dress it with props and change the style of it, or you do a set build in a studio. So you bring in a load of carpenters and wood and make the world in a white space.
And you sit and you'll collaborate with most directors, you'll collaborate. Some have a very strong opinion and you just basically do what they say, but others that you work with more often, you collaborate with and you come up with how you think the video should look.
Sometimes it's really realistic and sometimes it's like totally fantasy, like sci-fi world.
How things will look on camera and on screen, and thinking that way is a really important skill to have.
Normally I'm given a chunk of money from production and they tell me to make something massive and I have to work out how much money I should put towards set build, construction, materials, prop hire.
I think very much when you start in music videos you have to make stuff yourself. You have to learn how to the difference between 2x1, 3x1, 4x1.
It's kind of like being a fake interior designer sometimes, and you have to have a lot of style references. A good tool for the trade is black tack, and I've been known to stick up shelves, which I shouldn't really admit, with black tack. But it's really strong. Kay's diary, which is like a props Bible. It just tells you where to get anything in the world.
Communication, I think, is one of the biggest skills as well. It's becoming much more of a team game. I started doing art in college and drama and stuff like that.
I ended up being on a graphic design course, a degree at Chelsea after my foundation.
Applied to Wimbledon School of Art in London to study set design for stage and screen. When
I graduated, I just ended up falling into a job at MTV. I met some young, burgeoning directors, people like James Coatman and Dan Sully, Chris Sweeney.
While I was at Wimbledon School of Art, I started doing assisting work for music videos for the bands like So Solid Crew.
James had asked me to come on a shoot. It was my first shoot, and I kind of was supposed to be choreographing something for him. And I ended up just being really bossy in terms of art department, and they didn't have an art director on set, and I kind of fell into it.
Once you do 10 music videos, you're almost like an old hand on set. You know exactly where to go, where not to go, and then walked straight out of college into doing, again, more music videos.
What's brilliant about my job is that every week is different.
When you're working with good people and you have a good idea, it's genuinely really, really good fun.
Sometimes the hours are really antisocial.
Don't clock in, you don't clock out. It's definitely a way of life. If you want to do good stuff, you have to work really, really hard.
I really like the Rufus Wainwright video I just did, and I really love Helena Bonham Carter, who's co-starring in it.
About to sleep with the sea of men just hanging around.
I guess the track was really good and I've been a huge fan of Rufus's for ages. So that was, personally, a really good project to be involved with.
My favourite music video which I've ever done would be Coldplay, Life in Technicolor 2 with Dougal Wilson. That was a labour of love. And there's a Punch and Judy show on in the middle for all the kids, and the Punch and Judy show stops, and then model versions, Punch and Judy size versions of Coldplay come on and start to play their song live. It was definitely one which is very tactile and handmade, and spent a lot of time working on that.
Music videos are a great way to get into filmmaking because it's a lot less structured. When you work on commercials, there's agency, client, they're all their needs that you need to think about. With music videos, it's a lot more creative. You get a lot more say. If you're a crew member rather than a director, you are often left alone a lot more to kind of have more creative input.
Get in on shoots, learn how they work, learn what the best things to design for screen are, A lot of people come in and they have fantastic ideas, but then if they're not seen on camera, then there's no point in having them. I think have a clear idea of what it is that you want to achieve. Storyboard it to a certain degree. You don't have to be brilliant at storyboarding, but have an idea of what you want to shoot and be realistic about what you can shoot in a certain amount of time.
Think really carefully about who you're going to cast if you've got characters. It really, don't just cast your best friend or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. Like, pick the right person who can really give you the best performance, because it's so disappointing when you get to the edit or you see the final thing and the performances just aren't up to scratch. So rehearse with them as well, I guess.
When it comes to shooting it, keep it 2 to 3 takes, I would say, depending on what your idea is. And yeah, just focus on the idea that you have.